Right now, inside your head sits the most complex object in the known universe. It's a structure built from enough wiring to stretch to the moon and back, a supercomputer that runs on less power than a refrigerator light bulb, and a time machine that can fling you decades into the past or imagine centuries into the future. It's the source of your dreams, your memories, your love, and your curiosity about, well, itself. We're talking, of course, about the human brain. We use it every single second, yet most of us have no idea what it's truly capable of. So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the 3-pound universe between your ears. What you're about to learn will change the way you think about thinking forever. Here are 10 mind-blowing facts about the human brain. Let's start with a fact that redefines the word powerful. Your brain is an energy hog, but not in the way you might think. Despite making up only about 2% of your body's weight, your brain consumes a staggering 20% of your body's total energy and oxygen. That's more than any other organ. This immense power demand is why, even though you're just sitting still and thinking, your brain is burning through calories at a rate comparable to your leg muscles during a brisk walk. It's a nonstop party of electrical and chemical activity, and it requires constant fuel. This is also why things like deep thinking or studying can leave you feeling genuinely tired. You haven't been running a marathon, but your brain has. And where does all this energy go? A huge portion is used for communication. Your brain isn't just a blob of gray matter. It's a vast, bustling network. And this brings us to our next fact, which is all about the sheer scale of that network. If you were to stretch out all the wiring in your brain, you'd create a network of connections so long it's almost incomprehensible. We're talking about roughly 100 billion neurons, which are the main cells of your brain. But the real magic isn't in the number of neurons, it's in the connections between them. Each neuron can form thousands of links called synapses with other neurons. This creates a total number of possible connections in the brain that is greater than the number of stars in the entire Milky Way galaxy. Some neuroscientists have estimated the total number of these neural connections to be around 100 trillion. Let's try to visualize that. If you were to count each synapse in your brain, one per second, it would take you over 3 million years to finish. This unimaginably dense forest of connections is where your memories live, your skills are stored, and your personality is formed. Every time you learn a new fact, like the one you're learning right now, you are physically changing your brain by strengthening a tiny set of these connections. You are quite literally rewiring your own universe, one thought at a time. Now, for our third fact, let's talk about storage. With all that wiring, how much information can this biological hard drive actually hold? Well, get ready for another staggering number. While it's difficult to make a perfect comparison, scientists estimate that the storage capacity of the human brain is somewhere in the range of 2.5 petabytes. To put that into perspective, a single petabyte is equivalent to 1,000 terabytes. If your brain were a digital video recorder, it could hold approximately 3 million hours of television shows. You would need to leave the TV running continuously for over 300 years to use up all that storage. This means that under normal circumstances, you will never, ever run out of space. You won't get a memory full notification. The challenge isn't storage capacity, it's retrieval, finding the right memory at the right time. The idea that you forgot something usually means you just can't find the file, not that the file has been deleted. Your entire life's experiences, every face you've ever seen, every conversation you've ever had is all in there, filed away in that incredible network of neurons. Our fourth fact might be the most surprising of all. Your brain is not a fixed, static organ. For a long time, science believed that once you reached adulthood, your brain was basically hardwired and could not change. We now know this is completely false. Your brain possesses a remarkable quality known as neuroplasticity. The word plastic here doesn't mean made of plastic, but rather malleable or changeable. This means your brain is constantly reshaping itself based on your experiences. When you repeatedly practice a skill, like playing a musical instrument, learning a new language, or even juggling, the areas of your brain responsible for that skill grow larger and form stronger, denser connections. Conversely, areas you don't use will weaken. This is the scientific basis for the phrase, use it or lose it. Neuroplasticity is the reason why stroke patients can relearn how to speak and walk. Their brains are able to rewire themselves, assigning damaged functions to new, healthy areas. Your brain is not a finished product. It is a living, evolving landscape that you are actively sculpting with everything you do, see, and think. For fact number 5, we dive into the world of the unconscious. How many decisions do you think you make consciously every day? 100? A few dozen? The reality is that the vast, vast majority of your brain's processing happens entirely without your awareness. Researchers estimate that your unconscious mind is responsible for about 95% of your cognition. Your conscious mind, the voice in your head that you think of as you, is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface, your brain is performing millions of complex calculations every second. It's regulating your heartbeat, breathing, and digestion. It's processing sensory information from your eyes, ears, and skin, filtering out the unimportant stuff so you can focus. It's also making snap judgments and decisions before you're even aware of making them. Studies have shown that brain activity related to a simple decision, like moving a finger, can be detected several seconds before the person is consciously aware of making that choice. This doesn't mean we're robots without free will, but it does mean that our conscious mind is often just approving decisions that our powerful unconscious has already made. You are largely run by an autopilot of breathtaking sophistication.
Let's move on to fact 6, which is all about cleaning houses. What happens to your brain when you sleep? For a long time, it was a mystery. We knew it was essential, but we didn't fully understand why. Now we know that sleep is absolutely critical for your brain's maintenance and health. While you're asleep, your brain isn't just resting, it's incredibly active. One of its most important jobs during this time is a process scientists call memory consolidation. This is when your brain transfers short-term memories from the day into long-term storage, solidifying what you've learned. But there's an even more crucial physical process that happens. Your brain has its own unique waste clearance system called the glymphatic system. Think of it as a team of tiny janitors that only work the night shift. During deep sleep, this system kicks into high gear, flushing out toxic metabolic byproducts that build up between your brain cells during the day. One of these toxins is beta amyloid, a protein strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease. So when you get a good night's sleep, you're literally giving your brain a deep clean. Skimping on sleep isn't just about feeling groggy, it's like letting the trash pile up in the most important organ in your body. Fact number 7 reveals your brain's incredible predictive powers. You might think you see the world in real time, as it actually is, but that's an illusion. In reality, your brain is constantly living in the past. There's a slight delay, about 1/10 of a second, for information from your eyes to reach your visual cortex and be processed. To compensate for this lag, your brain has become a master predictor. It's always generating a model of the world, forecasting what is about to happen a fraction of a second before it does. This is how you can catch a ball without thinking. Your brain has calculated its trajectory before it even reaches your hand. This predictive processing also explains things like optical illusions. When the information coming in doesn't match the brain's prediction, it gets confused and you see something that isn't there. Your brain doesn't just react to the world, it actively generates your perception of reality, building a best guess simulation based on past experiences and sensory input. You are, in a very real sense, living in a sophisticated prediction of the present. For our 8th fact, we explore the brain's strange relationship with pain. Here's something that will bend your mind. There are no pain receptors in the brain itself. This biological quirk is why brain surgery can be performed on awake patients. A surgeon can touch or even cut brain tissue, and the patient won't feel any pain. The brain is the organ that processes pain signals from the rest of your body, but it cannot feel pain directly. So what's happening when you have a headache? The pain isn't coming from your brain tissue. It's coming from the pain-sensitive structures that surround the brain. The meninges, the protective layers around the brain, blood vessels, and muscles in your scalp and neck. When these areas become inflamed, constricted, or stressed, they send pain signals to the brain, which then interprets them as a headache. It's a strange paradox. The very organ that creates the feeling of pain is itself immune to feeling it. It's the ultimate protector, shielding itself from the very sensation it is designed to monitor. Our ninth fact is a testament to the brain's resilience and adaptability. We've all heard the phrase left brain, right brain, suggesting that creative people use their right hemisphere and logical people use their left. This is a major oversimplification. While it's true that some functions are more dominant on one side, like language often being on the left, your brain works as an integrated whole. But the most incredible demonstration of this is a procedure called a corpus callosotomy, where the thick bundle of nerves connecting the two hemispheres is severed. This is sometimes done as a last resort to treat severe epilepsy. What happens next is astonishing. The two halves of the brain can begin to function independently, almost as if there are two conscious minds inside one head. In famous experiments, a patient could be shown an image only to their right hemisphere by presenting it to the left visual field, and they would be unable to name what they saw because the language centers in the left hemisphere didn't receive the information. However, their left hand, controlled by the right hemisphere, could correctly point to or draw the object. It was as if the right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing, literally. These cases show us that consciousness is a fragile and distributed phenomenon, and the brain will find a way to create a sense of self even when it's physically split in two. And for our 10th and final mind-blowing fact, we end on a note of pure potential. We've talked about the brain's immense storage and its ability to change. Now let's combine them. Every single time you recall a memory, you are not simply playing back a perfect recording. You are actually reconstructing it. And in that process of reconstruction, the memory becomes malleable. It can be subtly altered, updated, or even strengthened before being stored away again. This is known as memory reconsolidation. Think of your memory not as a library book you take off the shelf and put back in, but as a document on a computer. Every time you open the file to look at it, you can make changes to it before you save and close it again. This is why two people can remember the same event so differently. Their brains have recalled and edited the memory based on their current emotions, beliefs, and new information. This fragility is also a source of great power. It means that by deliberately revisiting positive memories, we can reinforce them. And by reframing traumatic ones in a safe environment, like during therapy, we can help to lessen their emotional sting. Your past is not a fixed, unchangeable script. It is a story you are subtly rewriting every time you tell it to yourself. So there you have it, 10 incredible facts about the universe's most powerful supercomputer that you own and operate every single day. It's an energy-hungry network of cosmic complexity with near limitless storage that is constantly rewiring itself based on your life. It runs mostly on autopilot, cleans itself while you sleep, and lives in a slightly predicted version of the present. It can't feel pain, can adapt to being split in half, and holds a past that is constantly being reshaped. The greatest mystery isn't in the stars or the depths of the ocean, it's right there, behind your eyes. And the most exciting part? You have the power to shape it. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every good night's sleep, and every positive thought is an investment in this incredible organ. So go out there and give your brain the amazing, experience-rich life it deserves to fuel its endless, mind-blowing potential.